Welcome back. I'm Chris, and I'm going to be talking about The Hunted on Ultra, high definition, glorious 4K disc. This was sent to me courtesy of Kino Lorber for review, and this is one of those weird situations where I watched the movie years ago, forgot that I saw it. I thought that this was going to be a first-time watch for me, so it wasn't, and I'll get into that. But first of all, let's take a look at this attractive thing here. This is the slip, and it is Region A. This is the 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. So, there are a couple special features. I don't think none of these are new, but audio commentary by director William Friedkin, 4 featurettes on the making of The Hunted, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer. And this is a cool 94 minutes from 2003, and there are only English subtitles. So I did watch with the subtitles. I don't remember there being any errors in them this time, but I always appreciate subtitles, like I said. And the commentary with William Friedkin, I know I talked about Friedkin's commentary on Bug, the Bug 4K that I reviewed from Kino Lorber, but I watched part of his commentary, and I think I will go back and revisit it because I like. At first, I really didn't like his commentary on Bug. I thought that he was being like an elitist, but it grew on me. It grew on me, and he talks a lot about. I mean, it's not one of the scene by scene things. It's more scholarly, I would say. It's more like a lecture. It's not talking about each scene as it plays out in front of us. So if you're into those type of commentaries, it's always cool to listen to the director, and it's Friedkin, so there's that. But and the reason I watched this before was because we have Tommy Lee Jones in this, and his co-star is Benicio del Toro. And there is, this is on Blu-ray as well. So we have the 2 discs. There's the 4K and the Blu-ray disc. So there you have it. And there's no reversible art or anything. There's no bells and whistles, just what you see here, which we appreciate from Kino Lorber. I'll talk about the movie, and I will not spoil it, and this will be brief. And it's been a while since I rewatched this, this past time, I should say. So what I didn't know until I listened to the commentary is that this is based on a true story. A tracker named Tom Brown Jr. would be like Tommy Lee Jones' character. So he was recruited by, I think, the FBI to track down a former pupil of his. So the story, and it opens up with, and I think the reason that I didn't remember it, it opens up with like a war scene. It opens up with these really brutal, like a lot of fire. It was kind of confusing because due to like the low lighting and, people just in uniforms, and it was very strange. I couldn't really tell who was who, but that's whenever we first see Benicio del Toro's character. And what was his name? Aaron Hallam was the name of the character. And we see him, he's in this war situation. And it was like a pretty lengthy scene for like an intro, but that sets up the fact that he had this background. And then the next thing we see is Tommy Lee Jones in the woods, and there's a white wolf, and he saves it. It's trapped in a snare, I think, and he saves it. Very Snow White of him, but that, as soon as we saw that scene with him and the wolf, it all clicked in my head, and I remembered the whole movie. I saw that, and I was like, I've seen this before. I watched it a few years before that, whenever I was on a Tommy Lee Jones kick. Um, and I don't know why. I mean, I think the name is a little bit generic, so I think that kind of threw me off. And I don't really want to say that the story itself is generic, but it just really fits into its theme, this, cat and mouse type thriller. So we have he's like an expert tracker, outdoorsman, basically, and he's living in, I think, British Columbia, maybe, and he just wants to be left alone. And that's pretty much it. And he is recruited by the FBI to find his former pupil because he loses his mind and he just starts, he's like a psychopathic killing machine. He has no empathy. He just is indiscriminate. And that's the problem. I love all the setup with Tommy Lee Jones, and, it shows like little montages of him training his pupils, and for some reason they learn how to like forge weapons. A big thing in this movie is they don't use guns. And what stuck out to me a lot the first time that I saw it was that like Benicio del Toro is sympathetic towards animals. He wants there to be a level playing field. So he takes out these hunters, and that's how the killing in the movie starts taking place, is he takes out these hunters because it's not fair that they're using these advanced rifles and the animals just have no chance. But if they had killed them with their bare hands or, a knife, that would have been appropriate and totally acceptable to him. The first time I watched it, I thought that there was like some animal rights undertone, and there may be. Is the purpose of that to say that he lives by some code of ethics? It could be. I do feel like there was some of this movie that was lost on me. So if you have a different take, by all means, feel free to let me know what you think of it. But I will say there were a lot of really cool outdoor scenes with water. That was another thing that really stuck out big to me from my first watch, was that there was a lot of scenes with waterfalls and a river and stuff like that. And it looked really, really great in 4K. The water and everything was just like crystal clear. Very beautiful picture. I just feel kind of mixed about this one though. I did enjoy it, and I sound like I don't. I sound like I didn't enjoy it, but I really did. I think that anybody that is a fan of Del Toro or Tommy Lee Jones should watch this. If you are into thrillers, I think you should watch it. But it's not The Fugitive, okay? So don't go in expecting that. But it's very action-packed, and it's a great story. I think a big part of it too was I just didn't like the girl in the FBI. Like, why did it? The fact that it was a woman kind of irritated me too, because it just, why is it always got to, I don't know, why has it got to be a girl in the FBI? I don't know. It just she wasn't very believable to me. Now I'm thinking of all these movies where there's just women in the FBI, and why is that a thing? But yeah, look at this scene, hand-to-hand combat. It was really good. So there's a lot of really good combat in this too. So the fight scene, the whole climax at the end, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's a great movie. I just feel like maybe it's because of The Fugitive. I wanted this to be more. But it's a great story. And, I think that the name being generic kind of tripped me up. I remembered all of it, like the entire movie, not the beginning with the war, because the war movies bore me, but so the intro kind of bored me, and it, like I said, it confused me because I couldn't tell who was who. But the rest of the movie, I remembered all of it. It was it's a great movie. I'm so torn on this movie. I feel like it could have been so much. I think I gave this like a 3 or 3.5 on Letterboxd to let me know what you think of it. I love the whole outdoorsman thing. I love that he is living in this little secluded cabin. Um, just like he just doesn't want to be interrupted by the government, enlisting his help. Very cool premise. Kind of wild that it was based on a true story. If this helped you in any sort of way, decide that you want to see this, please let me know. And I'm very curious to see what other people think of this because I haven't seen, a lot of people I talked to had never heard of it, which I find bizarre because what a great duo here, and it's Friedkin. So maybe these lovely viewers will have some knowledge of The Hunted, and let me know what you think. But I appreciate you watching, and come back next time for more. There's the deer.